Hi everyone. So my name is Suresh Chokse. I'm here for the DevOps training program. So this is the continuously series coming 6 days. We will cover the different tools on a daily basis. So today we are trying to cover the Docker for beginner part. Okay. So today this is the agenda for Docker. So now what is the Docker part? Let me check. And so we have some documentation. So before that, maybe please share your email ID. So we have some folders here. If you can see, DevOps patch, okay, in which we have the different folders, DevOps, the Docker, okay, the Docker. If you can see here, the Docker and the this part. Okay, so we have created the different document for the command side, and this is a very good reference website. Okay. So this is the website, and this is the Udemy course. Generally, I'm proposing, and generally I'm giving the reference because this is a very good course in which maybe you can code cloud. It is a very good Udemy course in which they are giving the Docker sessions from scratch, and they are also providing the lab session in which maybe you can do the practice, hands-on practice on the with commands. Okay. So what is the Docker? So first of all, why we require the Docker? If people are aware about, right, every company has different roles, and every people are playing in the different roles. Suppose if in your projects you are we are using the web server, database, messaging, and orchestration, and if you are playing if you are the developer, so you are contributing in the web server side. Okay, and suppose if you are working as a DB developer, so you are contributing in the database segment. And suppose if you are working on the networking side, so you are contributing in the orchestrations and the networking side. Okay, so what was the problem? Okay, so whenever we are working on the any company, so first part is the onboarding process. In the onboarding process, first part is the we need to set up the environment. Okay, dev environment. Suppose if you are working on your machine, so we are calling the dev environment. So in onboarding process, your leader, your manager is saying, hey, maybe in the manual we have set up tools. You need to set up in your system. Okay, and this kind of thing you need to do. What is the thing you need to do? First of all, you need to install the expected tool. Suppose if you are working in the Node.js, so you need to install the Node and Express.js. Okay. Suppose if you are working in the Java, so you need to install the Java, Maven, and the Spring Boot. Suppose if you are working in the .NET side, you need to install the all the Visual Studio Code. You need to install the all the build tool also. Okay, MS build. Okay, and if you are working in the Python, you need to install the Python and pip. Okay, so these kind of thing you need to install before starting the coding. Okay, and once and if you are working on the website web server side, so this tool you need to install. And now in the database side, okay, so you need to install the RDBMS or MongoDB, and if your company using the NoSQL, so this kind of tool you need to install. Installing is the first part. After that, there is a maybe some deployment coding part, right? In the coding part, sometimes suppose maybe if you are doing the coding and the testing side, whenever you are running the AngularJS application, right? So you can able to easily run the server. But whenever you are uploading, or you are transfer your files, all the files into a different environment, so generally testing team are saying, hey, whatever feature you are deploy, whatever feature you are going to deploy, so these features are not working in the test environment, or stage environment, or QA environment, or production environment. So what is the major problem? Because similar kind of software, similar kind of things you need to install in the other environment also. Otherwise, maybe Node.js server or other servers are not downloaded properly or not run properly, because they expecting some dependency. They expecting your whatever application you are running. Suppose you are running the application in the Node.js Java 8, right, or Java 11. But in the test environment, if Java 8 is available, automatically your application will give the some issue. So compatibility and the dependency is very much important for every segment, whether it is a web server or database or messaging and orchestration. Okay, so in if you can see the hierarchy, right? First hierarchy, the hardware infrastructure. Every environment, whenever you suppose you want to make an environment for dev, test, and production, you should have the hardware. Then after that, operating system. And whenever you want to deploy the things, you should install all the libraries, all the dependencies, and you need to communicate these things. So it will take lots of time, right? Lots of time for the setup of things, lots of time for the do the troubleshooting for the existing issues. Okay, so it is consuming lots of time, and with the help of these things, mostly time. Suppose if you are working on that as a developer or database, mostly we need to set up the dev environment, test environment, production issue. So it's very difficult to match the all the environments, all the tools configuration into a different environment. So now what is the solution? This is the current problems. Okay. Now what is the solution? Okay. So solution is Docker is giving the one solution in which it is proposing, if we create a one entity in which maybe suppose if we are working on the node.js, okay, on any web server, if we can combine the tool with their existing, we can combine the tool, then your application, and we can combine the all the related libraries and dependencies into the one entity. Okay, one entity. And suppose if you want to run the Node.js server or Java server from another environment, you need to pass those entity from one machine to another machine, because all the thing is combined into the one entity. In the library, dependencies, your code, your installation part, each and everything. So whenever you are passing to the test environment, and whenever you are saying, hey, maybe tester, can you run that those dependencies into the your environment? Automatically, similar configuration can pass from dev environment to test environment. So it is very less chance for configuration missing, right? So with help of this and single entity, what we are calling container. The Docker world we are calling the whenever container. In container we can bind the application code, we can bind your operating system, we can bind the your tool configuration, and we can bind the libraries and dependencies in the single entity, and we can combine into the single entity, and we can run multiple times. Okay, similar kind of thing we can create for database, similar kind of thing we can create in the messaging, similar kind of thing in the we can create for orchestration side. Similar kind of thing, just like you are creating the VM, right? Virtual machine. So what is the meaning of the virtual machine? In virtual machine, in your local system, you are creating the you are creating the another machines inside your machine. Okay, it will expect the it will install the you can install the multiple operating system in your system. Suppose if you are installing the suppose you have the Windows machine, but if you want to do something in the Linux machine, right? You can create your VM. Inside the VM, it is expecting some memory, it is expecting some CPU usage, and it will install the operating system. Then over the operating system, you can install your application. Okay, so if you can see the hierarchy, first is the hardware infrastructure, then operating system. We need to install the Docker. Okay, under the Docker, maybe container is running. Okay, so what is the benefit? We can easily share the container or single entity for different environment. With the help of this, we can resolve the configuration issues. We can resolve the all the deployment issues. Okay, because all the dependencies are stored in the into the container. And what is the major benefit? With the help of the similar kind of entity, we can create multiple container at a time. Suppose if you want to run Node.js as three different port, 8080, 9000, 4000, 5000, you need to just run the multiple containers, and you need to just pass the different port number to container. Automatically container will run in your system. So containerized application run each service with its own dependency into a separate container. Okay, so if you can see here, and what are the container? In the container also, inside the container, those have a different network, those have a different volume. Maybe this container volume is a different, this container volume is a different, this container volume is different, and they have their own processes. Okay, so process is different, network is different, and mounts is different. Okay, but operating system is common. Operating system kernel is common. Okay, and we can use the Docker for the installing the operating system also. So how we can use the Docker for operating system? You can install the you have the OS kernel. Suppose I'm using the Mac, so I have the Mac OS in my system. After that, you can install the Docker. After that, if you want to use the CentOS and the Ubuntu, you can download the CentOS container in your system, and you need to just run. So, but every operating system is expecting the kernel. So they all the operating system will consume the common kernel from your system. So if you can see, there is a common kernel from your OS kernel is available from your system. After that, we can install multiple operating system. Okay, so sharing the kernel. Now, what is the difference in the container and the virtual machine? Okay, if you can see the, if you can directly, if you can see the differences here, hardware infrastructure. Okay, and if you can see the virtual machines, so we in the virtual machine we have to install the different operating system. Then the operating system we can install the libraries and dependencies, and then application side. So if you can see the virtual machines, whenever you are starting the booting, right, whenever you start the application, so it will take that some time for the boot up, right? If you can see, boot up time is high, size is also high, because every time every virtual machine is installing the operating system, so it is consuming the lots of memory, CPU utilization. Okay, and utilization, memory utilization is also high, because every time operating two multiple operating system running into the your machine. But if you can see the other way of the Docker, so operating system is common. Docker, you need to install the Docker. And if you don't require the install the operating system, you can just install the applications, libraries and dependencies, and you can easily use the container. With the help of this, because operating system, you are using your own operating system, so boot time is very less. It will only consume the MB, consume the size in the only MB, and utilization, memory utilization is also less. But similar kind of thing, you can run the multiple applications in your system. So this is the biggest advantage, just like in the VM, you can utilize the those kind of features into the Docker also. Any question till now? Any question? Bhushan, please ask the question, because if you are asking the question, at least it is good for us, because we want two-way communication.
Yep. So far, I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. So do you
Hello.
understand the Docker? Can you repeat one more time? What is your understanding till now, Docker, Bhushan?
Only Docker, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So Docker is where, all these systems that we have in the project are built layer by layer into a single unit that we call an image. And that image in turn runs as a container inside Docker. So that is what my understanding is. On
Okay.
top of it, using Kubernetes, we can scale up, as you said, multiple containers, and
Yes.
then
Yes. Yes. Yes.
depending on the load, the site will behave.
Okay. Great. Great. Any other one, Sohana?
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah.
Means if I want to run if I want to run Node.js, right? So there will be port. There will be different kind of port. Correct. So we can put it in one container
Okay.
in Docker. Means we do not have to create multiple containers.
Okay. Any other one? Maria and Athia, do you understand the Docker, or can I repeat one more time?
It's good.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so till now we can just container virtual machines. Okay, and we can see how we can achieve it. Okay, so suppose if you want to use the multiple container. Okay, so you depends on your request, right? Whenever you are running the run command, so how we can run the container in the Docker run command. So whenever you are running the multiple times Docker run, automatically it will create a multiple container in your system. Okay, So what is the meaning? Just like Bhushan is used the one terminology for image, right? So previously we check, right? If you want to combine the your application, if you want to combine your libraries dependency, if you want to combine the your code also, so whenever we are combining the thing, right, or build the thing, just like in the Java code, right? In the Java, if you want to build the your code into the war file or jar file, what we are calling build your application into the single entity. So similar kind of thing, Docker, we can bind the complete entity, your code, your tool, your dependency, libraries, we can bind complete thing into the single entity. We are calling that Docker image. Okay. Sometimes we can call the package, sometimes we can call the template, sometimes we can call the plan. So Docker image is your blueprint of your code. What is the meaning of the blueprint? It is a just replica. It is, we can mention all other things into the image. Okay. And but this is a just like executive format. Okay. And with the help of the image, we can create a multiple container. Just like this is a class. If you can take the simple example, this is a class. This is a multiple object. Okay. So this is the blueprint, and okay, this is the blueprint, and with the help of the blueprint, we can create a multiple containers. Got it? Any question? Then we can cover for the GCP part. So how many people are aware about the cloud and what kind of cloud they have used till now? Any cloud experience?
I have worked on Azure Cloud for some time.
Okay, Azure cloud.
Yeah.
Anybody?
Azure and IBM.
Azure and IBM. Rahul, do you have any knowledge in the cloud? Any cloud?
No, no.
Okay, good. Okay,
AWS solution.
AWS. Okay, good. So now in this topic, we will cover the GCP. Okay, so just like there is a three prominent clouds are mostly people are using. One is the AWS, second is Azure, third is the GCP. Okay, so in these sessions, maybe in the continuously we will cover the GCP part. Okay, let me check. Okay, 1 minute. What is the question? Okay, ML ops. Maria, do you want something about the ML ops?
I was planning because my master's is in data science and my work for the last 1 year has been in data analytics and data science. I was looking forward to shifting towards ML ops. And can you just guide me through how I can use this knowledge to shift my career into ML ops?
Yeah. So my group name is if you can see my group name, right? Docker Cloud, DevOps Cloud and ML Ops. So I'm learning the ML Ops. If you want to participate with me in the learning the ML Ops, definitely I will help you because I'm learning the AI. I'm because how we can incorporate the DevOps knowledge and the GCP knowledge with ML Ops. Because before if you want to learn the ML Ops, you should have the some knowledge about the DevOps process. You should have some knowledge about the cloud. You should have some knowledge about the Docker container. After that, automatically you can. In the ML ops, it is very simple. In the DevOps, we are deploying the Java applications or Node.js application or front-end application. In the ML, we are deploying we are monitor the models in the ML ops, right? Process is same. Process is same, just like artifact, whatever things you are deploying, right? Okay, object is different. In the DevOps, we are dealing with the Java application. In ML ops, we are dealing with this one, maybe models. In the DevOps, we are dealing with a Java developer. In the ML ops, we are dealing with a data scientist, data science, right? This part, prompt engineer. Process is same. That's why I'm saying. First of all, you need to understand the process and common tools. These are the common tools in the both the profile. DevOps also, ML ops also. Docker is the common. Kubernetes is the common. DevOps process common, and GCP is the common. Okay. Once this part is completed, definitely I'm also learning the ML ops, and I will give some training on the ML ops also in future.
Okay, I would love to join you in your learning as well.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah.
Okay.
So in GCP side also, I think before that, everybody create the GCP account. Okay. So tomorrow I'm just giving the basic understanding, and maybe tomorrow whenever you will come back, you should have the GCP account. Okay. So what is the thing, if we can talk about the GCP side? So this is the Google Cloud. Okay. And if you can see here, so this is the simple, this is the DOTI. Okay. So if you can see here, so whenever you will make your account for Google Cloud, automatically you can see that this is a dashboard, common dashboard. Here you can create a new projects. Okay. Okay. So you need to create a new project. Once you will create a new project, automatically it will give you this information, just like GCP training and demo. Okay. So after the demo, or maybe suppose I am creating the one project. Okay. 1 minute. You can see this created. So in which you can see multiple sources. And so what kind of resources? So whenever we are using these kind of services, we are calling the resources. So how many resources we have? Okay, if you can see the all product, and depends on your profile, what kind of profile you want to make in future, and depends on your profile, you can consume your resources. Okay, just like management side. So these are the common part. You should know about the billing. You should know about the API services. You should know about the IAM and admin and Google Cloud. Just like compute side, okay. And these and all the three cloud, only terminologies change. Okay. If you can see compute engine, we are calling the compute engine, but in the AWS side, we are calling the EC2 engine, right? In the Azure, what is the VM name? Maybe Bhushan.
For the services,
Yeah. So what is the VM name? Just like EC2, we have the AWS, and the compute engine, we have the compute engine in the GCP. How you are creating the VM in the Azure?
no, sorry, I do not have that knowledge.
Okay, it's okay. So just like terminologies change, but concept is very simple. Okay, just like in the Java, right? In the Java, .NET, and the C++, only the whenever you are creating the variable or anything, right? Terminology is a change. Okay, but concept is always same. Just like in the compute engine, Kubernetes engine, VM engine, and the Anthos, we have storage point of view. We have these are the storage point of view. Just like S3 bucket. So in the AWS side, we have the S3 bucket, and here we are using the cloud storage and the Firestore. So these things we have in the GCP side. The analytics part, we have the this part, BigQuery, PubSub. This PubSub is we are using for the sending the messages, publishing a subscriber, just like event driven program. We have the networking is common between all the framework, all the cloud, and serverless. This is very much important for microservice point of view. If you want to become a developer, and if you want to use the maybe in the cloud for developer point of view, you should, or DevOps point of view also, this is very much important. Cloud run, cloud function, app engine, API gateway, endpoint. And these are the common database. These are the RDBMS. Okay, these are the NoSQL database also. And this operation is very much important for the DevOps point of view, because we need to do monitoring. We need to implement the ITSM with the help of the operation. If you can see, logging are available, monitoring are available, error reporting is available, tracing, profiler, right? And security also, and CI/CD also, DevOps point of view. These are the major part, Maria. For ML Labs part, these are the major tool we are using. Vertex AI is very much important. Okay, Vertex AI. So with the help of the Vertex AI, we can implement the complete MLOps. Okay. And
Okay.
so these are the thing. Integration side, these are the tools. These are all the tools we have. Okay. And now, what is the major part? Second part is the billing part. Okay, so if you can see in the billing side, okay, in the billing side, if you can see the billing side, if you so all the information, okay, and billing is very much important, whether you are using for personal use, whether you are using for enterprise use, billing is very much important part. Okay, so if you can see, so every time, okay, current cost is 1.18 and credit use of 55 and total cost 63 and 3.83. Okay, so these are the total. And if you can see here also, top project so what project is consuming the most of the your billing, right? So you can see the billing information here, right? Total cost is the 44, this one, right? Okay, forecasting, and the total cost is the 14 till now. Okay, till now 9.33. And what services you using most of the part? Okay, 67 part, okay, 67 pound, right? Sorry, dollar. So these kind of thing, if you can see here in the all the information. And if anybody wants to become a profile in the FinOps is a very demanding profile nowadays. Okay, so this is very much important dashboard for the FinOps point of view. Payment overview you can see here. Okay, and so here you can see the this part. Okay, and there is very much important part, budgets and alerts. Okay, this is a very critical part in the DevOps and SRE point of view, because SRE point of view, so what is the thing, if every tool we need to create a alerts means, suppose maybe if you are using the this part, maybe any tool, but if any tool consumption is high, just like your, if you are using the machine, but if machine CPU utilization is consuming the 90%, so you need to create a alerts. Okay, so at least whenever CPU utilization is above 90%, automatically notification should go to the all the stakeholder. Okay, so we are calling the alerts. Okay, so just like CPU alerts, just like memory alerts, just like we have the budget alerts also. In the budget alert, how we can create a budget alert? Okay, just like suppose I want to create a my Docker budget. Okay, so whether you want to create a budget for monthly basis or quarterly basis. Okay, and what kind of project, whether you need to create a common alerts for all the projects or single project also. Okay, this thing. And next part, okay, amount. So what is your budget, what is your how much money you can spend into your complete budget? Suppose if you have the some limit for 10 pounds, $10 or $20, you can set your limit. Then after that there is a action. Okay, let me edit. Okay, okay. Okay, here is there is a threshold. Yes, action. So action is, what is the action? Suppose your budget is at $10. Okay. Suppose you want to create alerts for, if my budget is above £5, if my billing is consuming the, my billing is the $5, automatically it will send the notification to you. Okay, forecast. Okay, and whenever it is your budget is 90%, right, then automatically you can send the, you should get the notification. But in the 100%, if anything is required, then you can mention some actual action. What is action? So maybe all the services you can stop it, and you want to stop the other services or whatever things it is running in the behind, right? All the background threads should be stopped. So this is the monitoring point of view. It is very much important, monitoring point of view, because you should know about the what is going on in the background, right? Okay, so this is very much important. If you are using any cloud, whether AWS, Azure or GCP, you should create a budget. Okay, at least you can save your time, you can save your money also. Okay, anything, any question till now? No question? Okay. Okay, so now we have the this part. If you can see here, we have the cloud, activate cloud cell. Okay, so how we can use the VM? There is a in GCP, just like we have the just like in every machine we have the terminal, right? So just like this is a terminal of the your GCP side, in which maybe because in the GCP by default Docker is installed. So how we can check the Docker? Okay, if you can see Docker version. Okay, so today we will see the what is the basic commands of the Docker and how we can run the Docker, or maybe we can install the Docker also. Okay, so before the Docker, because Docker is already available here, but maybe suppose if you want to create a my own custom VM. So how to create a custom VM? There is a VM instance. Okay, so there is a create instance. So by default, you need to whatever configuration is mentioned here, you can see, and version is also mentioned here. We will cover this topic in the later on very in deep level, but till now you need to just mention the create by default. Okay, and you can change the your flavors. Okay, here how to change it? Debian, and you can create your VM as a Ubuntu. Okay, select. Now you can see, now you are going to create a Ubuntu based server. Okay, and what is the size of the server? 10 GB. Okay, so all the configuration are mentioned here at create. Okay, so once it is created, okay, so then you can able to access the your VM. Okay, so now in the documentation point of view, you can see we have some one document. Okay, installation guide. Okay, so if you can see, so suppose if you have the Mac, so in the Docker side, so you should install the Docker desktop for Mac. Okay, so all the installation part is mentioned here. Okay, install Docker in the Ubuntu machines. Okay, this part, and Docker install for install Docker in the CentOS, install Jenkins in the Ubuntu. All the documentation is available here. Okay, run Python application using the Docker. All the parts mentioned here. Okay, one by one. So now, if you can see, install Docker on the Ubuntu machine. So this part we need to cover it. Okay, if you can see 10 GB PD balance disk is not available in the US Central Zone. Please try to request again in the another zone for more information. Troubleshooting documentation. That means it is not available. So we need to change the zone. Okay, so here my Docker server. So one site it is not available. We can ask South America this part. Maybe we can ask anything. USTs, US East one. We can ask. Okay, so meanwhile you need to create another thing also. Okay, let me check Docker Hub. Okay, Docker Hub. So Docker Hub, what is the use of the Docker Hub? Docker Hub, we are storing all the containers into the Docker Hub. Docker Hub just like GitHub, right? GitHub, we can create a repository. We can store all the codes. Just like Docker Hub, also we can create our repository and we can store all images. So you should create a Docker Hub account. So this is the prerequisite for the Docker Hub. Okay, if you can see. And for job point of view, this is very much important because anybody can review your experience. Okay, just like if you can see here, if I'm saying when I was started the working on the Docker side, if you can see my first image I was created the 7 years ago. So that means I can say I have 7 years experience in the Docker. If you can see 6 years ago, right? 6 years ago. Got it? So just like nowadays GitHub is important, nowadays Docker Hub is also important. So please create your this part, okay, and install and upload your images. Okay, if you can see how many numbers of Docker container is created and used, right? This kind of thing you can use it. Okay, so this is very much important.
Yes.
And now we can see.
So I have a question, Suresh. Like, is Docker Hub safe to upload all your images since it's a public space? Will it be
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah. Because yes, publicly, because if you are working on your company, then you can create a private. Just like
Okay.
GitHub is the public, GitLab is the private, right?
Yes.
Okay, so organization has the private account. And
Okay.
generally companies are storing their images into the different repository, not in the Docker side. They have the Nexus, they have the different
Yeah.
directory, right? Where they can
Yes.
store their images. So
Okay.
you can store the images into the cloud also, just like GCP has their
Yes,
container,
ECR.
yeah, ECR, right? So AWS have the different repository. Okay. But this is a public, but I'm always suggesting, because if you are going for the interview, right? Okay,
Mm.
so you can't share your AWS registry, right? But
Yes.
Docker Hub, it is easily you can share the Docker Hub registry, because with the help of the Docker, you can see. Suppose if you are saying you have the 2 years experience or 1 year experience, how I can believe it, right? So you can
Mm.
say when you are creating this part, right? Last push date, last publish date, and how many times you use it, right? If you can see 35 download, 18 download, right? If you are saying I have good experience, we can see 116, right? So this is also an important part, whether you are
Okay.
using or not. Okay.
Yes, Suresh.
Okay, good. So now we have this VM, right? Now how we can connect it? Simple, click. Okay. So if you can see the Docker, first we need to check Docker is available or not. No available. We need to check the apt get update. It is working or not. Yes, it is working. Could not log. Okay, sudo. Okay. So basic Linux command you should have, because if you are working on if you want to carry on these things, Linux is very critical part. Okay, Linux part. Okay, now we need to follow the steps here. Okay, so go to the compute engine, VM instance, create instance, and the boot task change one to this part is we have already done it. Validate the VM instance also, instance install Docker instance, right? This command we have already run. Now we need to run all the commands here. Okay, so one by one we can run it. So anybody install Docker in their system?
Yes, yes, Suresh.
So you install it in your system?
Yes, Suresh.
Good job. And Maria and this Atya, if you want to make a career in the MLOps, you should aware about the Docker and Kubernetes. Please try to install then these things tomorrow. So we will install part today, and tomorrow we will start the Docker commands. At least installation part you should cover today, and GCP account creation, Docker Hub part creation, and Docker installation part. You have to do it. Okay, today to at least everybody have the Docker installation. So at least we can start the Docker commands part from tomorrow. Installation part should be covered.
Sure, Suresh.
Okay, now we have this part. Now we can see that we can check Docker is available or not. Okay. Okay, something is problem. Okay, Docker CLI, this part, sudo part. Okay, but it is required by another package. Oh, okay, we need to check whether we install the Debian or Ubuntu. Okay, because this is the part for Ubuntu side. Okay, let me check what is the version I was installed. Okay. Networking. I think this is the Debian. That's why it is giving the issue. Okay, we need to create another one. Okay, let me check. Okay, this one. We need to change the location. Here we need to change the type. Ubuntu. This one done. Okay. So once you have the Docker installation, you can get this kind of Docker part. And how to run it? So first command is the Docker run hello world. Okay. Suppose maybe first of all it is checking your local machines. So Docker image. Okay. So Docker image, if you, in Docker image is available in your system, it will not download from the Docker hub. Okay. So what is the use of the Docker run? In the Docker run, first process is it is download the Docker image from Docker hub, and it is executing in this part. So there is a two way. One way is we can delete the, and how we can check it, Docker PS. Docker PS we are using for Docker getting the Docker container list. And second command is the Docker images. We can download the Docker image. We can delete it. Okay, 1 minute. RMI. Hello. I will cover very deep level in the tomorrow. I will just give you the confirmation now. Well, okay. Docker PS -a. We need to stop it first. Stop. Go add. Right. Go add. Now we can yes. So what is the use of the this part? Now it is created. Let me check meanwhile. Okay, connected. What? So, Bhushan, did you install Docker in your system?
Yes, I have it installed on my Windows.
Good. Please try in the any cloud. Okay, because it is very easy. Generally, most of the company are using the Ubuntu.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it is working. We will follow all the steps. Windows Docker desktop installation is very easy in the Windows. So maybe if anybody is using the Docker part, it is very easy. So Anna, are you able to understand? If you have any doubt, please ask. Otherwise, it is not benefited for you because if you are not asking any question. So please implement today for installation part, and tomorrow I will ask the question. Okay, whether you have installed it or not. Okay. Otherwise, this session will not benefit for you.
Yeah, I have understand, but I have to install Docker actually, and I have to practice that part.
Yes. So just share me your ID, so at least I can share all the documents to you. And please share the Bhushan and everybody. Please share the ID, so at least I can share all the documents.
Okay, sure.
Now it is installing. Now we can check Docker version. Yeah, if you can see Docker version is available. Now we can pull the image. How to pull the image? Docker pull. Now it is available. Oh, no, permission issue. Sudo Docker pull. No, file. Okay. Now we can check the images. Sudo Docker images. Okay. So Now you can see Docker installation part, basic command you should try Docker images. So how we can check the Docker images? Docker with the help of Docker images, okay? And Docker pull command, with the help of Docker pull command, we can pull the Docker images from the Docker hub, just like in the GitHub. We can pull that code repo from Docker pull, GitHub pull, Git pull. Okay, similar kind of command is available in the Docker side also. So this is done for today. Okay, so please install the installation part. At least we can start properly in the Docker from tomorrow. I'm stopping these things. Please continue join my sessions, and I have please go through the YouTube channel also. Okay, so I will mention in the this maybe in the documentation, and you can follow. Okay, thanks a lot. I will upload the recording in the YouTube channel. Okay, thanks a lot.